Hey guys, welcome back to our Ocean World Wednesday. I'm Alia, and today we're going to explore a little bit more about how we, as humans, can keep our environment healthy. Today, we got to explore marine protected areas in our Channel Islands with Elise and Courtney. Now, we're going to explore and look a little bit further to see not only how we can protect our natural environment, but actively restore them. As a kid, I would spend hours in the dunes at my local beaches in Humboldt County. They have beautiful big dunes with really tall grass. I would run through them, sometimes I'd even get ticks on me from running through them. And as I grew up, I learned that that big, beautiful grass is actually European beach grass. And that is an invasive species that can dominate our beaches. It grows really fast, so it can take up space where native species would normally grow. Here in California, one of the ways humans have affected the natural environment is by bringing new plants and animals here from other places. We call these invasive species, which are different from organisms that evolve here that are called native species. Sometimes invasive species are able to do really well in their new environment, way better than the native species. Why do you think that is? It all has to do with how organisms interact with each other. Can you think of some ways that different species interact in the wild? There are a lot of them, but let's focus on two: competition and predation. Competition is when two different species compete over a limited pool of resources, like two kinds of animals that need the same food source. Predation is when one animal eats a different species of animal or plant. To see how this all works with invasive species, we're going to look at a specific example right here in Santa Barbara. This is a picture at Campus Point. You can see that there's ice plant pretty much all over the bluffs here in Santa Barbara. It comes from South Africa, where its main predators are tortoises, antelopes, and baboons. I don't know about you, but I've never seen a baboon in the wild in California. So when it's here, the ice plant doesn't have anything that eats it. It also competes with native plants for land to grow in. But it has a major advantage because unlike the ice plant, all those native plants have native predators. That's why if you go to the beach here in Santa Barbara, you'll see it pretty much all over. The plants can cause a lot of problems too. In addition to affecting the local ecosystem, they can also damage the dunes and make erosion worse. So what can we do about it? People are trying to actively restore areas covered by ice plant to bring them back to how they looked before colonists changed the landscape. Here is another picture of the bluffs here on campus. You can see that there's not as much ice plant in this picture. In fact, there are native species instead. This is because we've had some restoration projects. That's what we mean when we talk about restoration. It's a little different from protection, which Elise explored in her video. To restore a coastal area, you first have to get rid of the ice plant, which can be tough because the plant is pretty hardy. So scientists figured out a clever way to kill the plant without having to dig the whole thing up. They cover the whole area with big black tarps, as you guys can see in this picture. It absorbs a whole lot of heat from the sun and kind of burns up the ice plant. It's like putting the plants in an oven. Once they've cooked, they look like this. As the picture on the right, you can see where it's been burned. And it's a lot easier to get rid of them and start replacing them with native plants like these in the picture back here. All right, thanks for joining me on our Ocean World Wednesday. Once again, I'm Alia, and I was really excited that I got to explore invasive species with you all today. Have a good day.